Is your manifestation taking too long to show up in your physical 3D reality? Then you're probably making this one mistake that is delaying your manifestation. The good news is, it is very easy to fix it once you understand what I'm going to share with you in this video. Hello my beautiful superheroes, welcome back to my channel, the place where we make the impossible possible. If you're new here, hi, I'm Scarlett Grace, I'm a manifestation coach, and I'm here to help you manifest your heart's desires. Today, I want to share with you one of the most common reasons why you may be delaying your manifestation without realizing it. But before we jump into this, if you want to learn how to manifest any desire fast with the Law of Assumption and Neville Goddard's teachings, then subscribe and hit the bell icon. I also have several self-study courses to help you manifest, including a 21-day course on how to manifest your specific person. And don't forget to download the free meditations I have prepared for you to help you manifest your desires faster. You can find the links for all of these things in the description below. Manifestation is a very simple process, but just like many things in life, just because it is simple, it doesn't mean that it is easy, especially when you're very new to it or if you haven't consistently manifested many things of importance to your reality so that you know how to do it. Think about other things in your life that used to be a struggle for you, that took a bit of time for you to master, but once you mastered them, you realized they're very simple and now you're doing them without even thinking. Let's take, for example, tying your shoelaces. At some point in your life, when you were a little kid, you couldn't figure out how to tie your own shoelaces. And it may have taken you days or weeks or even months to learn how to correctly tie your shoelaces. But now it's something that you do without even thinking, because it is a simple process. It's just not easy if you haven't done it a few times correctly. Manifesting is like that. It is a simple process, and once all the pieces of manifesting click in your mind, then you can do it without much effort for the rest of your life. So today I want to talk about one part of manifesting that is the most misunderstood. The part that many people do wrong. They do it in a way that takes way too much effort, and this way it delays their manifestation. So the steps to manifesting are simple. First of all, you need to know what it is that you want. Once you know what it is that you want, the second step is to use a manifestation method to manifest it in your physical reality. That can be visualization. That can be the telephone technique. That can be affirmations. And this is usually the part that most people worry they're doing incorrectly. Am I imagining correctly? Is my imaginal scene the correct one to manifest my desire? Are my affirmations powerful enough? Have I worded my affirmations correctly? Am I saying them enough times? But this is not where the problem happens. This is not where your manifestation is getting delayed. You're probably imagining right. Your imaginal scene is probably great. Your affirmations are worded perfectly if they resonate with you and they make you feel that yes, this is what I want in my reality. So this step is not where the problem is. The problem is in the next step. The next step is living from the end. And this is the part many of you misunderstand, and you're ending up spending too much time trying to get it right, and in the process you are delaying your manifestation instead of making it happen faster. So let's uncomplicate living from the end, because I know this is the step many people struggle with, so that it doesn't have to be complicated and you can finally get your desire. Living from the end is not focusing on your desire and obsessing with your desire 24/7. This is not what this is about. Living from the end doesn't mean that every single thing that crosses your mind has to do with your manifestation all day long, every day, until you get your manifestation. This is not what it is. If this is what you have been doing and you feel tired and frustrated and you feel you're doing it wrong because it isn't manifesting, then you can stop. This is not how living from the end works. You don't have to put in so much work when it comes to living from the end, because this is not how it works. Living from the end is essentially one version of method acting, which, by the way, is something that Neville Goddard was trained to do. Method acting, in simple terms, is a series of rehearsal techniques for actors, and the purpose of those techniques is for the actor to be able to deeply identify with the role they're portraying, to figure out how their role thinks, feels, makes decisions, so that they can have an authentic performance. In order to understand what method acting and living from the end have in common, forget about your manifestation for a bit. Think about this. Let's say that you are an actor and you are hired to portray a pirate. And you have never thought about pirates. You haven't even watched pirate movies a lot. You never wanted to be a pirate as a child. So in order to have an authentic performance, in order to be persuasive on stage in the role of a pirate, you have to figure out how a pirate thinks, how a pirate moves, how a pirate talks. So you do a little bit of research. Maybe you watch a few pirate movies. Maybe you Google a few things to figure out some basic stuff about a pirate. About their movements, the way they dress, what they like to eat, what they like to drink, how they usually behave. And then you decide to run a little experiment. For the next 3 days, you're going to go about the world thinking, feeling, and behaving like your pirate. You may even choose to dress as your pirate or not, but you're going to make your decisions based on what the pirate you're portraying would decide, not what you would decide. So, for example, if you go and get coffee, you are not going to get your coffee the way you get your coffee. You're going to get your coffee the way your pirate would get the coffee. So you're going to ask yourself, what would my pirate order? And maybe your pirate drinks their coffee with rum in it. So you order the coffee and you add rum to it because that's what your pirate would do. What would your pirate choose to have for lunch? How would your pirate react if somebody cut them off in traffic? So you make decisions about your behavior, about the way you approach things, about your way of thinking, about what you eat, who you hang out with, where you go to have a drink. All of those things that you do during the day, you decide based on the pirate. And if it's something that the pirate wouldn't do, you don't do. And that's how you step into the identity of the pirate. And if you do it for a few days, then it comes naturally to you. Then your pirate has a 3D identity. Then you don't have to stop and think, what would my pirate do? Because you have identified so much with the pirate that if you need to step into the role of the pirate, you are the pirate. It's not somebody else. It's an identity that you have developed well. And that's one way to become a very convincing pirate on stage. Living from the end is exactly the same thing without the pirate. Well, unless what you're manifesting is becoming a pirate, of course. In the pirate example, the identity you need to step into is that of a pirate. You step into that identity until it becomes a part of you, until you really understand it and you can act from it. In Living from the End, instead of a pirate, you step into the identity of the version of you who has your desire. So that version could be, if you want to marry a specific person, it would be the identity of a wife or a husband. So you step into that identity and ask yourself, now that I'm married, now that I am somebody's wife or somebody's husband, how would I make my decisions? What would I order to eat? What would I drink? What time would I go to bed? Or if your identity is that of a millionaire, okay, now I am a millionaire. Exactly the same as the pirate. You don't have to believe that it's going to happen or anything like that at this stage. You're just rehearsing. You are rehearsing the role of me as a millionaire. So you step into the identity of a millionaire and you ask yourself, what would I do first thing waking up in the morning? What would I have for breakfast? What would I eat? What would my day look like? What activities would I have in my day? What things would I be learning? Would I be reading books about finances, about investing? What kinds of people would I hang out with? What kinds of places would I hang out at? Just like with a pirate, you may need to do a little bit of research in advance or a little bit of brainstorming to figure out some basic bits of what you being a millionaire or you being a wife or you being whatever you want, you being the owner of your dream car would entail, would involve. And then you can run a little experiment where for a few days you go about the world embodying that version of you, playing the role, just like the person rehearsing the role of the pirate would go about for 3 days, thinking and feeling and acting like a pirate. You go about your day thinking and feeling and acting as if you already had your desire, as if you already were the person who had your desire, that specific desire, manifested. And you do that for a few days until the identity of you already having that desire clicks in your mind. It doesn't have to be forever, because after a few days, you will naturally be able to think and feel and act as if you already were that person. Now, at that point, it's not about focusing on your desire all day long. That is where people get it wrong. It's not about thinking about your specific person all day long or thinking about having money all day long. No. Living from the end is about living your life, living in the now. Living from the end is not something out there. It's not about the future. It's about this very moment. Remember the pirate. You drink your coffee as if you were the pirate. You don't focus on playing that role perfectly. You just drink your coffee like the pirate. So if you want to manifest being married to a specific person, it's not about thinking about that specific person obsessively. It's about, for example, waking up in the morning and enjoying the cup of coffee that you just made and feeling so great that you're married now, that you have a husband now or you have a wife now. If you have coffee in the morning and the version of you that is happily married would still have coffee in the morning, the action doesn't change. You don't have to go out of your way to do something outrageous. No. You're just sitting at home, drinking your first cup of coffee for the day, and the only thing that changes is the feeling. You used to drink your coffee as a single person. Maybe that was the time of day where you worried about where your life is heading or if you're going to manifest that person, and that is all gone now because now you're happily married. So you drink that cup of coffee, feeling so good that you don't have to worry about any of those things now, because you're married now. Or if it was money that was your worry, you drink a cup of coffee like a millionaire. It's the same cup of coffee. You are enjoying it at home, but you're enjoying it by having this feeling of peace and calm and thinking how grateful you are about all the money that is blessing your life, instead of thinking about how you're going to pay your bills, which is what you used to do before you became a millionaire, or worrying about having to go to work and you hate your job, which is what you used to do before you became a millionaire. The action doesn't change. You're drinking a cup of coffee. It's your inner state that changes, and it doesn't have to be something that lasts for the whole duration of drinking that cup of coffee. You can spend 3 seconds appreciating the fact that, oh my God, I'm enjoying my mornings so much more now that I'm married. Oh my God, I'm enjoying my mornings so much more now that I don't have to worry about money because I'm a millionaire now. And then you don't have to focus on anything other than enjoying your cup of coffee. And after you spend those initial few days or a week or however long you want, until you feel that you can fully identify with a version of you that has your desire, you don't even have to do that. All you need to do is go about your day, enjoy your life, and make sure that you're not having thoughts that come from the old identity. So to put it in another way, you don't have to consciously focus on how grateful you are that you are now a millionaire, or you're now married, or you're now whatever you want to be while drinking your morning coffee, as long as while you're drinking your coffee, you're not focusing on, oh my God, how am I going to pay my bills? If that is where your mind goes, that's where you step in and course correct by choosing to live from the end. If you catch yourself thinking something that comes from the old identity, that's when you choose to step into the new identity and think, oh, why am I thinking about that? Why am I worrying about paying my bills? I'm a millionaire now, duh. And you embody that feeling for a few seconds, and then you don't have to do anything. Once you step into the identity, you just enjoy your coffee. If the thoughts come back, you consciously step into the new identity again. But if they don't, you just live your day. You just live your life. And that's the same with everything. If you're manifesting a specific person, in order to manifest that person, you don't have to do manifestation techniques all day long and say affirmations all day long and focus on thinking that you are with that person all day long. No, you go to work, you have fun with friends, you do all the things that you would be doing if that desire had manifested. If that desire had manifested, you wouldn't be focusing on that desire because it would have already manifested. So let's say, for example, your desire is to be married to a specific person. If you're already married to that person, you wouldn't focus 24/7 on the fact that you're married to that person, because guess what? You already got married to that person. You have no reason to spend your whole day obsessing about getting married to that person, or using manifestation techniques about getting married to that person, or affirming that you're married to that person. You wouldn't be doing that. In the end, you wouldn't be doing those things. So when living from the end, you don't have to do all those things. You only have to step in and use the affirmations or change your thoughts if you catch yourself thinking as if you don't have your desire yet. Now, if you're new to manifesting and this sounds too complicated, or if you're not new to manifesting and it still sounds too complicated to you, here's all you have to do. Use whatever manifestation technique you're using to manifest this desire, and the rest of the day, let it go. Don't think about it at all. It's already done. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to think about it. If it crosses your mind, tell yourself, I'm so happy and grateful, it's already done. I'm so happy and grateful, it's already mine. And then let it go. You don't have to focus on it. Live your life. Enjoy your life. It's done. And that's how you live from the end correctly and get your manifestation fast. I hope this video helped you. If it did, share it with a friend so that you can help them too. And if you haven't already, then subscribe and hit the bell icon, because I put out new videos every Sunday to help you manifest an amazing life.